A very good morning, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, and welcome to the year 2025. And I hope and believe that all is well with you. I know some of you are resuming work today, and some of you have been there since after Christmas. You had different schedules and holidays, but going into 2025, I think that we need to have a resolution as the people. As citizens, we must have a clear resolution. We must agree on one important thing to say 2025 must be a different year. We must, number one, demand accountability. That is something which is very, very important. Number two, we must be able to stop the Emmerson Mnangagwa dynasty. What do we mean? We must be able to stop Emmerson Mnangagwa from extending his tenure to 2030. It can't happen. It must happen according to the constitution, not according to his will. So they've bent the constitution, they've bent the laws for far, far too long, and it's time for us to hold them accountable. And we cannot continue to tolerate that nonsense. So 2025, we must make resolutions as citizens to say there is no 2030 to talk about, and we must agree in this year. Lakson Zobro speaks about how China used 3 billion to construct infrastructure. So this is the kind of infrastructure which was developed by China for 3 billion. And then you come to Zimbabwe, you are told that Mbudzi interchange, now Trabablas, is costing around 88 million. And if you look at what they have done or what they are actually doing there, you can actually see that these people are joking. But that is not the major issue. The major issue is that we were told about command agriculture. 3 billion was squandered for command agriculture. And I have argued and said, if they had taken 3 billion United States dollars, and if they had set up centers, SCSC, across Zimbabwe, if they had built up the CSC depots across the country, across each and every province, they were going to use around 300 million per province. So if they had put, that amount in each and every province, you could have seen that the depots could have been set up. Then they would maybe exclude mama provinces, Akata se Harare, Sebulawayo, and urban centers, and focus mostly on the rural areas, or probably ma areas arikuchengetwa mombe, arikuchengetwa mbudzi, huku, wai, zvakanyanyisa. Then they could have gone into the villages and make sure kuti they purchase kanari mabhuru, they purchase community bulls, angava manhongo embudzi, they do the same, angava emakwai, they do the same for the sake of a better breed. Then they could have come and make sure that each and every villager is involved in cattle rearing, goat rearing, or livestock production per se. So you can actually see that they could have done better to say this village, that ward, that constituency, we need you to produce. And each and every person was going to produce according to what they can produce. Then they supply to CSC. The biggest problem is not that we cannot keep our own chickens, we cannot keep our own things. The biggest problem is that we do not have a viable market in Zimbabwe. So the government could have come, provide a market for the people, and then the people produce and sell. Then you could have seen production going up in Zimbabwe in terms of livestock, poultry, in terms of egg production, whatsoever. But they chose to do command agriculture. Vakanotenga mbeu, vakanotenga fertilizer. 75% of those inputs were stolen by those in the leadership, which means per 3 billion, 75% yakapinda muhomwe dzavo. And then 25% yakabiwa neavo vari pasi nezvimwe zvishoma zvakangozopiwawo kuvanhu. So the top echelon store or looted around 75% of 3 billion. The rest yakabiwa neavo vari pasi ndokubva vangosheyana zvishoma zvanga zvasara. Fertilizers avakatenga, they were resold again by the same people who were given those fertilizers, which means Command Agriculture was a mess. It was a looting mechanism. If we go back to history, there is a time yakauya never RBZ farm mechanization program where a lot of money was also disbursed and a lot of inputs and mechanization inputs as well were given to farmers, and they never delivered anything to GMB. They never paid back the loans, and yakaloda. Up to this day, there are some people who have gone to the graves without even paying back my loans, and they will never be paid back and they will never be recovered. At a point in time, Robert Mugabe himself spoke about 15 billion which went missing. Robert Mugabe was a president with access to RBZ details, to state intelligence details, to military intelligence details, to everybody. He had access even to the police intelligence, which means he knew about that figure very, very well. He spoke about 15 billion United States dollars which went missing from the diamonds, or we lost around 15 billion worth of diamonds during the Chiadzwa diamonds mining processes. So if you put it together, you can actually see that Zimbabwe has been leaking for a very long time in the hands of ZANU-PF. So why should we continue with Emerson up to 2030? We must make a resolution as a nation to say there is no 2030 to talk about. We have not resolved 2023 fraud. We have not resolved the election thieving or thievery which happened in Zimbabwe. And they are talking about 2030. They don't even have any feelings about the people who are suffering. I have talked about families who have lost cows, who have lost cattle, who have lost their livestock, who cannot sell anything to send the kids to school. We have talked about families who are suffering now, who cannot put food onto the table. We are talking about things which are happening. And yet you hear somebody talking about 2030. Moyo wangu uri kurwadza nhasi kuti kune vana vatoripo izvezvi kutaura kwatiri kuita vana veZimbabwe vasina mari yekuti musi uri kuvhurwa zvikoro vanogona kutengerwa mauniforms, vanogona kubhadharirwa fees, vanogona kutengerwa mabhuku, vari pazero, vari stuck. We have those kids right now. So the major question is, where are we going if we have such children? And umwe munhu ari kutaura zve2030, vana ava vandiri kutaura nezvavava vakatotadza kuenda form 1, what it means is future yavo yatodhakwa, because vakutotanga kunotsvaga mabasa, vamwe vachanomitiswa ikoko, vamwe vachanoita zvakasiyana siyana zvichanoitika ikoko. What it means, we have destroyed a generation, and next year another generation will be destroyed. The next year, if you count the years up to 2030, how many years do we have destroying children year by year? It can't happen like that. So we have to reach a consensus as citizens. We have to agree that there is no Mnangagwa 2030 to talk about. Love More, thank you very much for the contribution. And Tim Irimbava and Vanoba, and that is the honest truth. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming this morning. And I wish you a prosperous 2025. And for those who want to assist Vanavatina, so far we have 5 kids we have identified Vataifana Sapa scholarship, but because of the economic hardships, Mari Zeda is now batana for this year. We always do it each and every year. Tinema partners are not Batsira, but some of our partners Goreno have now Kwanisa because of my economic turbulences are quitika. So I'm appealing to the people of Zimbabwe who want to partner with us to adopt Vanava. Fees. I think fees is around $30. Then kutenga ma uniforms, then kutenga ma books. We have 5 of them right now. For those who can get in touch with us, please use our usual number so that you will be able to assist and help these kids. They need your help, and if you fail to help them, for this year, which majority of them are kumabasa and channel abuse. A lot will be happening to those young girls. So I hope and believe that our fellow Zimbabweans will get in touch with us. The number is on the screen. Just WhatsApp me, and we can talk about it. You can help pay for their fees. Even ukakwanisa badara temi inochet, it will be okay. Ukakwanisa utenga ma uniforms, it will be okay. Ukakwanisa utenga even ma calendar book 10, it will be okay. If you go to Harare, I think my calendar book are cheaper. It's around $5 are 10 kana sina ukwira, but between $5, $6 and $7 are 10. That price anowanika makanda books iwayo. If you can put together something, guys, mukatenga, then we arrange kuti tomatambira sei, so that whenever vanaenda kuchikoro, I'm appealing so that we help these kids get education. Thank you very much everyone for coming. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.